Let's talk about the mortgage deduction change from $1 million to $500,000 cap. Why is that good for the economy if you crimp the housing market?
Look, as you may or may not know, but we've studied this a lot. People don't buy houses because they get to deduct their mortgage interest. People buy houses because they have a good job and they feel good about their job and they feel good about their future prospects. They feel good about the economy and they feel that things are going to continue to go better and better in the economic cycle. The ability to deduct interest is a component that allows you to buy a bigger house, but it's not what drives you to buy a house.
Gary, the Tax Policy Center says that they would reduce the percentage of taxpayers using it from 21% to 4%. That's material that fundamentally changes the structure of the housing market.
We do not believe that to be true. There are many countries around the world, many countries that did not allow deductibility of interest, and guess what their home ownership rates look like?
Okay, fair.
Similar to ours
Gary,
in the United States.
Gary, we've talked before about how the White House looks at the stock market reaction to see sort of what their policies are doing, and the home builders are telling you the market does not think this is a good idea.
Well, I wouldn't judge the market reaction over a 24-hour or 30-hour period on policy that's going to be in place for decades.
Gary, we caught up with a guy called Lloyd on Wall Street yesterday. You might be familiar with him, and he said the following: I can't say this is the moment where you want the most fiscal stimulus in the market. GDP last registered 3%. We're mostly at full employment. What have you got to say back to Mr. Blankfein over at Goldman?
I've got to say that if you looked at today's employment data report, you had no wage growth. We have had stagnant wage growth in this country. Our tax plan is designed to create wage growth. If you saw the report from the CEA, they talk about the fact that when we lower business tax rates, we're going to deliver real wage growth to American workers. That's what we're trying to do.
Gary, just to wrap things up on the Federal Reserve, we've had the nomination for the Fed chair. I'm just wondering when we're going to hear from you guys on the vice chair and the rest of the nominations to fill the board. Is that something we can expect before year end still?
Yeah, I think you can. I think the president made a great selection yesterday in Jay Powell. We're going to be meeting with Jay in the next couple of days here, and we're going to be getting some input from him on vice chairman. But the president has been working very rigorously on picking out vice chairman, and I do think you'll hear something from the president this year on vice chair.
Gary, a lot of talk on the Hill from Republicans with support for John Taylor for that vice chair spot. Is that someone you'd endorse as well?
I think there's a lot of names on the table right now, and we're working with Jay, and the president is quite involved in that search as well.